All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan and a little bit of a different video today. I know it probably won't get a whole bunch of attention from the YouTube algorithm, but for anyone that does watch the channel, I have felt like I need to kind of point this out just because I feel like it's helped me in my trading so far. Not sure whether you're all technical traders like myself or your fundamentals or a combination of both. But I guess the best thing that I've done recently is read a book on Audible called Unknown Market Wizards. And these are generally people like me or you that have done really well trading in markets, whether some of them have done crypto, but in general, they've just traded whatever markets, stock markets, commodity markets, and done really well. And I think the moral of the story is that you have a general vibe of your trading and a general tolerance for risk, and I guess a time frame you like to trade on, and a method of finding trades, spotting trades. And this book goes through a selection of those different sort of traders, and I think there'll be a trader in there that you'll be like, oh, that's what I do, that's the way I think, and you can probably not mirror them exactly, but take into account how they've done so well doing something similar to yourself. I think the trap we all fall into is the trap that we all fall into is that we try and copy other people, and oh, that guy's making money, so I'll do what he's doing, and then you switch to another one, and then you end up kind of chasing your tail. Whereas this book gives you a chance to kind of analyze where you are and compared to other traders. And like I say, definitely there's a couple of guys in there, like for example, I like trading long term chart reversals, so think stocks or cryptos that have been a long term bear market, and then they're kind of reaching a bottoming out, and then trying to enter on the breakout. So there's a guy in there that does that, for example, and there's other people that trade on social arbitrage, as in what's trending in social media or something like that. So they've all got their own edge, and I think it's good to understand what your edge is by figuring out what other people's edges are. So Market Wizards is one. And then I think I'm just going to, another one, which is Intelligent. Now, Intelligent Investor is a very old book. Now, it's this one here. So, The Intelligent Investor. Now, I highly, highly recommend this. It is it is long, it is hard to read, it's hard to listen to because it is heavy in details and it's heavy in numbers. But once you get through to the end, you start to realize why you're reading it, and that is that value is so important. And the idea is that over time, bubbles have been created and stocks have been put on the market, which are surrounded by hype, and the books are cooked. And there has been numerous waves throughout, hundreds of years, even in the 1800s, when stocks were cooked and people bought into them in hype and FOMO. And the reality is that once that happens, you're left holding a bag, and whoever was creating that hype and FOMO is walking away with all of your money. So I guess by buying value, you have a margin of safety. Once again, buying a reversal of a bear market is a good way of buying value, because it's saying that the market went X low and it's turned around and it's breaking out, so I'll buy now. So my downside is asymmetrical, my upside is asymmetrical to my downside, so it could go back 50%, but it can go up hundreds of percent. So, yeah, The Intelligent Investor is a very, very good book to read. Like I say, it kind of, at first I was reading it and I'm like, oh, I'm going to ignore this guy, this is talking no sense. But when I pushed my way through it, it made me realize that the things he's talking about that has happened in the past, whether it be the dot-com bubble or even before that in the 60s and the 70s, where there was various bubbles going on, or particular stocks that grew very quickly and then never grew again and practically declined for 10 or 20 years. That is happening now, I believe, that there is a whole lot of hype and there's a whole lot of money in particular stocks that have grown a lot, and anyone that's buying them now would be very, very should be very, very cautious and be setting stop losses, because you know what goes up very quickly can come down very quickly. So yeah, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham is one that I highly recommend. Even though some of it's like old and it feels outdated, it's a historical look at that. If you think that this market cycle is any different to any other market cycles that have happened in the past, well, it's not. It's potentially a bubble, and even in the crypto markets, that we are reaching the top of the bubble, and if you don't get out on the right side of that trade, as in before it goes over the cliff, you could find yourself. It could be very difficult to get out, and yeah, scaling out of positions, or having realistic targets to take profits. Unless you're a long term holder for through several bull and bear markets. But yeah, so Intelligent Investor is another one, and also with the market wizards, there's other ones. There's ones that based on traders in the 80s. There's hedge fund market wizards, but I think the Unknown Market Wizards is good because it talks about recent times, and it's a fairly new book, so it's quite relevant, which is cool. That's that. I'm not going to draw on any longer. There's plenty of books out there on investing, and I'm sure that you can find your own and share them in the comments if you like. But yeah, Market Wizards and The Intelligent Investor are two that I've found very useful to kind of hold back my emotional trading and start thinking a little bit more about buying value, and doing asymmetrical trades, and figuring out that buying something at a good value, it's a better risk reward. Even though it may still be a risky market to be in, the risk reward of the trade is a lot more in your favor. So that's that, and I'll see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe if you like these kind of book review sort of videos. Bye for now.